Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ord Plus again. How are y'all? Huh? How y'all? We're on the final day of July for when it comes to day trading, so we're going to do this right quick as we set up the other chart. Let's go ahead and remove all this colorful nonsense. Let's go ahead and set up this right quick. I've recognized that we are in an uptrend for the daily and we were in an uptrend for the hour, but we are no longer in that uptrend hour. We're in pre-market at the moment. This is market open right here. Go to 5. Before that, we need 10:30 there. Let's go to 5. Boom. This. Got not 9:45, we want 9:50, and then from here we want 10:10. Good. Here's our range. Let's go to the hour right quick. Let me quickly go over what I have been seeing. What I have seen here recently. So we have a low here, right? Except this is not an order block, nor is it a breaker block. It revisited this fair value gap right here, filled the orders, and then continued. Cool. Not a breaker block, though. I'll start from further left, so that way there's a little bit of interesting gist. Ooh, hello. We've actually re-entered that there. There's that area been revisited. We're actually looking at this right here to get revisited, which means I need to look at this right now. Okay, so that's the hour. Cool. We want this right here, because this was before the break of structure. This whole area has got to get respected on the hour. So before we do that, let's go ahead and do this right quick, because we know this is the area. This is an order block for this break structure here. Sweeping these lows, we need this entire range from the top here to the bottom here to be respected. And then on the 30-minute for double confluence, it can wick up past this here, because on the 30-minute we did not break structure till about right here, right? So we want to see this area respected. We want to see this area respected. It can close within this and then continue down, but if it closes above, it'll be a break of structure on this part here, at which point this will be the order block that we're looking at. We're going to want to retrace back down, retest this area, and then continuation higher. However, if we go to the daily real quick, the daily says we're in an uptrend. This is cool, okay? The 4-hour says we're also in an uptrend. We have yet to break structure here. We actually broke structure right here. This would be our order block. Price is going to want to come down, retrace this area here. That's kind of what my bias is that it's going to come all the way down to here and retest, specifically speaking, this here. It's not going to come all the way down here. This will be the final take profit if we were to go in the retrace downtrend area, right? And of course, that would mean this right here would need to get respected, okay? That being the case, we move to the hour here. We see that this right here is the order block from the 4-hour here, right? Takes the entirety of the move down before the break of structure and an uptrend. When we break structure and uptrend, because it continues this breaker block here that revisited this. So we have that move up, break of structure, we're in an uptrend. Cool, we need retrace. Hello, 9. We're waiting for the retrace back down to retest this for it to continue higher up on the daily. But before it can do that, it's got to, on the hourly and the 30-minute, retrace up into this, retest this order block specifically. And then, of course, after that, this order block here, respect it, and then come back down. We want to see from this high manipulation here, because we've already manipulated the high right there off of this order block, boom. We've retraced it, disrespected, broke structure, order block. From here, we need retrace back up, respection, and then continuation down from this break of structure. That being the case, we need to look for... We're on the hour. We're on the hour specifically right now. So we're going to take a look at that, get that underway. It's got to come up, respect this area here, then come back down. So far, it's done just that. It's respected that area. We have a move there. Say let's go to the 5 minute and see real quick because we want to see your break structure off of the lows. Because we broke structure off this high here. Respect, move up. Cool, down, no closure below low, none below low, 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 candle move down. Let's just take a look at this right here. We are pre-market at the moment. I think we are going to be looking at a shift down here soon. We'll find every confluence beforehand though, because we have break of structure here first. And this is the entire move of the order block. This is order block 1, this is order block 2 on the 30-minute. Order block 2 on the 30-minute here. We have retrace back up, inspection of this area, this zone specifically, and it'll come back down from that. We want to see a break of structure on the 5-minute, guaranteeing that yes, we did come up, retest this, respect it, and then see that break of structure occur and then have it fall. Go ahead and actually label this more colorfully on this because we want to see just that. We are on the 30-minute for here. This is order block 1. And for the hour specifically, we have order block 2. This right here. All the way down. This right here. I know that looks kind of bad. Don't mind it. It's better than a whole bunch of lines. I'd rather have blocks than lines. Let's go ahead and actually take this and bring it this way. Take this, bring it this way. So now we have that right there. If it's got a respect, it can come up, wick into, but it's got to close and respect it down low from here forward. Just knocked off my PC again. I cannot get close enough to the screen. Stay. You. Galley. Alright, from here we want to see on the NASDAQ, boom, roughly the same thing-ish. Go ahead and I think that's 18 right there. Yep, that's 18. Cool. This is 3. Oh, looks like family's home. That's pre-market. Cool. 9:30, 10:30. Cool. Let's go to 5-minute here. Heat. My nephew's crazy. That's 10:10, good. Gold. 30-minute there. Cool. This is the thing. We have high there. Low here. Cool. We have low here. Cool. I'm gonna pause the video right quick because I think this is cool. When we get back, I'll have all of this labeled and everything so you guys can see it good and clear. On the 30-minute specifically, we have this order block right here. Okay. And on the hour, we have from this high. Cool. Bring this back over here. Bring this back over here. Keep that nice and tidy. We'll do the same thing. We'll actually keep these two over all the way till 9:30. So that way that's a clear indicator what's happening. And then we have market open stacked up right there. This is pre-market, just so we're on the same page. Same story here. Right there, we got 30-minute here. Cool. Go all the way to 9:30 here. Cool. Cool. That's roughly the same area too for a price to come back in, retrace, respect, and come back down. We have this entire order block that we're looking at specifically. And then of course we had a disrespect there on the NASDAQ, but we're looking at this and it's saying it's respected. So it could actually continue down for the S&T. We're gonna take that, bring it over here, because this is now live price action. Let's go to 30-minute here. Cool. Here's order block 1 here, and then order block order block 2. We have 2 ranges here. On down. That's cool. Yeah, we're gonna look for the break structure here on the 5-minute. We're going to take this right here because this right here is the most recent low. We need to see that broke below in order for it to continue down. I'm gonna pause the video now. I'll be right back. Alrighty. We have a break of structure here, which is cool. We had a break below the 10-day moving average. Waiting on the MACD to confirm that. Before we get too much further on the time scale, let's go ahead and go back up to 4 hour because we have yet to break structure on the 4 hour. But if I get up there, we have all the way down here an order block. From here we go to the 1 hour. Have we broke structure? Yes, this is an order block. We had a retrace back up. On the 30-minute, we saw a breaker block here. It filled, and we had it respected. Moved back down. Cool. From there, we go to the 5-minute. Wait for the break of structure. Boom. Break of structure here below this low. So we don't care about this. We want to see this closure here either result in a fair value gap, an order block being filled, or a breaker block being filled, or price just to generally come back up within equilibrium, which would look something like here. Boom. Down to this low here. Cool. Either way, we'll have that fair value gap form, I think, in the next 5 minutes. If we see this fair value gap being formed, which is cool for us, that works. We want to see it form, and then we want to see, I think, a retrace. I'd rather have a retrace back up into this fair value gap and it get respected so we can see it continue down before we enter. So that way we have the best entry up here, and then from there we could just see it right back down. Because again, this whole move up right here was our breaker block. It respected that high on the higher time frame. And then we saw the move down, break of structure here, and then this retrace back down would have filled this order block here, and we broke below that order block here specifically. Although, less or so, we have this order block right here. It's got to form past. We have 3 minutes for that to form. In the event that right there closes, I'm just going to enter it in on a short position, let it do its thing. I have my key levels set up. I'm going to enter with 20. I do 20. I can do 20 lots. We're going to do the same thing we did yesterday, where after we hit a take profit, I scale back 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, 0.2, and I'm not going to make the mistake this time. I am going to get it this time. From there, we'll move on. Dang, it's really ripping now. And a pool of liquidity here. No biggie. Again, we want to wait for the retrace, so that way we see it come back up, fill, and then drop even further. I'm going for all the confluences, so the trade's as safe as it can be. That's not inverting anything. That's a fresh fair value gap right there, which means price is going to be drawn to it. Shorts are what I'm looking for. I want to see it come back up. We're on 40 seconds right now. Let's see exactly on the minute what's happening, because yeah, it's just a lot of red going down. So we want to see an inverse. We want to see price come back up into this red zone here, respect it, and then continue down. Before it does that, though, we need to see an inverse value gap for break of structure, which break of structure would suck because it's all the way up here. Not very cash money. Not very cash money. Okay. Realistically speaking, yeah, this actually works out. This equilibrium does, because this is the most recent high on the 5 minute. That's the safest bet for price to retrace to. However, we've just crashed through 1 and 2. So I think it's just going to keep tanking. I'm going to take a risk here. We've entered in on 0.2. My stop loss is going to be up above 5 minute high here. Let's go ahead and jot this down real quick. My stop loss is going to go right up here on this breaker block at the highs of that. And then my take profit, let's go ahead and move up to the hour so we can see what we're moving to. From here, I think it's going to be drawn all the way down to this last bit here. So we're going to go right there. Cool. That's what we're after. We're going to confirm that. Is that above where I want it to be? We have a breaker block there. If price wants to come back up and retest that, it's there. So I think I need to move this up a little bit, just a smidge, because we don't want to get stopped out from the reaction off of this manipulation down low. So that's where we are. We've entered in on a short position, considering we had a break of structure here, a retest of the order block here, a respection of the order block because it closed within the range of it. Breaker block says sign of continuation from the break of structure on down. We went to the 5 minute, waited for, you guessed it, break of structure off of this low here. This break of structure, well, actually, was it this one? It was this one right here. I know it's hard to see. I'm sorry. Here, let me move that this way. That was there. I'm gonna leave it right there because I'm not entirely sure where it was. Regardless, though, we noted that this was the low. We had a break of structure here. We wanted to see it come back up. We didn't really get it to come back up. That's completely fine, though. From that move, we decided, okay, I'm going to wait for it to come back up. We did not wait. We took a risk. We saw a fair value gap form here. We watched the chart say, okay, we're moving down here. What I think is going to happen right now is I think price is going to come up. It's going to retest this fair value gap zone here. It's not going to invert it because it's also in line with, you guessed it, this order block here. It'll form in, respect, close further down in the same direction as this right here. Once it closes and we see that reversal back down, we just wait for the profits to get hit. Am I confident in this trade? Yeah. It's roughly the same setup we had yesterday. Not yesterday, but the day before. And we've entered in on such an amount that I can scale back when we hit the rest of our take profits. And just so we're clear, my take profits end this order block right here. Just so we're on the same page. I know that's 30 minutes, looks like it's dead center. The hour's got it a little bit more, there you go, oriented. In the event this is a fail, future content. I like sitting on the 5 minute because that's what we're playing on. The most recent order block is going to be this right here that's after. But if we're playing off past and it being revisited, it'll be this fair value gap and then this order block here from this break of structure to the upside. Or could retest this top here, which will fall in line with this fair value gap. In both cases, the fair value gap's right there. Triple confluence. order block, fair value gap, retrace, test, push back down. Let's go to 4 hour, see what's happening there. Giant leg down there. We've been in an uptrend since this break of structure here. We had order block here from this. Oh, wait, no, sorry. Because we broke structure here, order block. And then from there, we had retrace back up into this. And then because we haven't broke structure anywhere in this until right here, this is a valid order block in a direction. So down is where we're wanting to go. And it's already manipulated past this previous high here. We're looking for it to continue down. This is almost an identical setup. Almost. What's really going to give us a telltale sign on what it wants to do is news. News is going to be a little finicky, not going to lie. I do believe it's going to be something gnarly because we have 3 red filters. Yep. Core, PCE, price index, unemployment cost, unemployment claims. Triple red. Oh, they've already come out. We don't even need to worry about it. That works for me. And we have yet to hit market open, so it works. No way we entered on news. We didn't. We entered at 9:20. 10 minutes before. Still pre-market, but after news, so it works. News came out 10:30. We waited more than 30 minutes. We waited almost 50 minutes after, and then we took that trade. So let's see what happens. Could it have been better? Yes. Yes, it could have. I'm perfectly fine and capable of understanding where this might go based on the previous stuff that we've really uncovered. Could there be any other confluences on the hour that price is going to be drawn to? I don't think so, because we just recently broke structure here off of this low from this uptrend, meaning this would be our big old order block, this huge green candle here, and we've already come up within, tested this move here, this say this move like it's a breaker block. It's not, because it didn't retrace back into an order block. This is our first order block. This is the retrace into it. We broke structure from this order block, right? Sweeping these lows. And then from that, we had to retrace back up. This would be our breaker block, retesting this. It respected it, closed, and we should see it continue to fall. Yeah, I think that's where it's at. What about the 30-minute? Because the 30-minute had something on it as well. Yeah, right here. So we broke structure a little bit earlier. It was on the same time, but it was a little bit earlier. It was attributed to a different candle. This right here at 6 was our retrace back up into this order block, right? It's order block, break structure. We broke structure here off of this low. The move up before was our order block, which means price is going to be drawn into this level here, and then from that we should see it fall further down. Our time frame holds higher power. This is an order block here. We had to retrace up in. It respected that. It actually went into the level, respected it, closed. Yeah, the biases line up even on the 30-minute that we're moving further down. And then from 30-minute on down, we waited for that break of structure like we were supposed to. We had a fair value gap form. We had 2 fair value gaps, 1 and then 2 here. We had a small retrace back up, and it came back in. It retested, not this one, but this order block. No, it didn't. Maybe this break of structure and this order block? Yeah, it retested this order block specifically. Came back up, closed. We should see it continue on down. That is what we wanted. Let's go ahead and leave this right where it is so you can see exactly what happens. I'm going to get my phone open so that way I can manage that position when it comes time. Let's go ahead and go to this chart specifically because it'll tell us where we did stuff in. So we went from here, move back up, breaker block, move back down. So our break of structure has already happened off of this low here, break of structure there, right? From the break of structure, we had a fair value gap. No biggie. We entered on literally that right there. Or was it above it? It was just below. So we waited for a little bit. So we're going to take, we're on a short position. We entered roughly right there. We put our stop loss above this breaker block here, roughly in there-ish. And then my final take profit would have wound up is that where I wanted it to go? Because we had breakup structure here. This would have been our order block for this breakup structure, but we didn't. No, yeah, that works. Dismiss. I think that's where we are. It's 1.63 risk to reward off of this. Not the best risk to reward, but it's still there. It's a thing. It works. Just going to take this, move out this way. I don't know where we would have put another profit, maybe the 30 minute. 30 minutes got something? No. So I think that's where we're at with that. 1 to 1.63. If we win this, we'll have like $6. We'll be in the positive for the month of July, which is stellar, in my opinion. Okay, we've hit take profit 1. Let's go ahead and manage position right quick. No. This. Partial close. We're going down to 0.02. I closed 0.02. Let's go ahead and take this right here. We just hit take profit. That's good. We're making $2 on this here, which works for us. We have 1, 2, and 3 for it to go. Let's be hitting anything else right here. I'm not seeing it. We did pretty well exiting that part right there. I'm not dissatisfied with it, so I'm not going to complain. Why is it like that? Good grief. Might be coming after that right there to fill this order block specifically from this breakup structure up here off of this high. Put it at the bottom of that on purpose. So that works. And there's still potential for it to come back up, retrace into this, and then continue down. So we want to be extra careful, extra cautious with that. We hit take profit 1. That was what we wanted. So I'm kind of happy with that. Let's go to this right here. Yeah, we closed with 20 cents. It charged us 20 cents. So we've already broke even. All of what we got right now is in the profit, which works. Hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. If you are, consider dropping a like, subscribing, comment below what your favorite part was. I know we took a bit of a risk, both on the 5-minute and on the hour, because we have yet to see that retrace back up, and that retrace is going to be kind of scary. We'll see what happens. So far, though, we're in a downtrend. I think now the 4 hours in agreement with us. It's not in agreement, but we retrace back into this fair value gap here. We still have a order block down here that we could get after. That's currently what I'm targeting, so that's the thing. Let's go ahead and actually check this right quick, because if it matches, cool. If not, oh well. Let's take this here. Boom. I take profits there. My stop loss is right here. So it's a 2.96 risk to reward, not a 1.6 per trading view. So that's the thing. We're cool. We're cool there. All good. All good. Let's go ahead and hit the hour. Let's play around with this chart right quick. So my first take profit level was that fair value gap at the top of this right here. Just because it was the easiest one to spot, right? We also had the top of this price gap there, right? We marked that right there because it was the low drawn liquidity. We had a low here as well, and it was coincided with the fair value gap, the top of it. We then also had from this break of structure up here above this high, the previous, so this right here would have been an order block we could have hit, which we did. We did hit that order block there. Cool. And then that could have been a breaker block, it coming down the way it did and hitting this and then bouncing back. That could have been a breaker block to continue higher. Although it's looking like it's continuing lower, so I'm going to keep it right where it is. Not going to move. We still got fair value gap in this right here if this closes in the next 4 minutes. Saying, yeah, it's continuing further down. So, there's the thing. I think this right here was our final take profit. It wouldn't have been this low, though. It'd have been another thing. Because we broke above this high right here, right here. This was our break of structure, which meant this right here would have been our take profit. Here. Brought that down there. It's 1.78. It has to say 2.9. I don't know what this is. Oh, because of that break there, we would have looked for this. I'm sorry, hot dog. Because of this right here, this break of structure beyond this low, or actually, yeah, from below this low, because we were there, our final take profit would have wound up right there. Cool, and that would have been brought down even further. Cool. That's a 2.2, a little bit closer, not as close as we would have liked. I think we did that from the 4 hour, potentially. Did we do that from the 4 hour? Because we broke structure there. There was our that. Move up. There's our down move. Yeah, that would have been our order block right here, this low. So that would actually explain that a little bit better. That would give us a 2.7, and if we went down here for this low, because it's the entire move and not just candles, 2.86, that's a little bit closer to what we had. So we're trying to hit the bottom of this right here. We think price is going to go all the way down to that. I think that's what we're going for our final take profit, which would make the most sense because it is an order block, and that was our break structure, and we would want to see that continue down for the daily to continue higher. It's got to manipulate, not past the low, but it's got to manipulate this area of liquidity first, and then it can move a little bit higher. Consistency is where we're after. It's what we are after right now. All right, we broke past take profit 1 again from this move down. We're essentially waiting for the next one to get hit, which will be a downhill. All right, let's go ahead and actually do this right quick so you can see all of it. This is where we are. This is where we want to go. We go to the hour on this. Okay, so maybe not the hour. Let's go to the 4. See if it makes sense there. The top of the order block is what I marked. This is the bottom of the order block. We also have a price gap there as well as a fair value gap, so it's drawn heavily to this as well. Cool. That's not an order block. Because we were in an uptrend all the way until we broke structure here. Downtrend, downtrend. No break of structure. Move down, move up. Cool, it came back into this, but this is not an order block, so this can't be treated like a breaker block. Retrace, move down, break of structure, order block. This move would need to be the breaker block that we're looking for here. If it's going to fill orders here, it's got to retest this level to see if it wants to continue down or up because it's manipulated past this high. So low is where we're going. That's where we want to go. That's what we want to do. It makes the most sense for it to continue down and hit this order block one more time for a support level to retest it and then from there see it move higher. I think I want to do this. This is a little bit stupid, just a smidge, but a little bit more risky. I think it's going to come all the way down and test this. That is the idea. We should see it continue moving down and test this right here. So that's where we're at there. Let's go ahead and move to the 5 minute again. Boom, we're at the 5 minute. Here we go. Let's go ahead and manage the position real quick. We have trades there. Come on. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Why does the app take so long to load? Partial close. 0.02. Good. We got 0.02 out on that one there. Oh, crap. Not mean to do that. Oof. Sorry for the pop in the ears. Not too concerned. We pulled out a little bit right there. Let's go into balance real quick, see what happened. We got 31 cents on that there, which is gold. Current balance is 1807, which is also gold. That means we have to make $2 back. I believe my take profit actually has us sitting far below this. So that works in my opinion. Right now, if I were to pull out of the entire position, I think I'd make $2 and we'd be in the positive. It would work. Correction, if we hit our final take profit, I think we'll be making $7, which is actually what we're after. When we hit that final bottom line, I'm going to take half of the remaining position completely out. So that way we have that secured. And then we'll move on and see if price wants to hit that final take profit and actually close out of the position there. Because if that works, yay. If not, okay, I don't mind. We'll move on from there and continue with, not tomorrow because tomorrow is NFP. But Monday, which there is no news on. We'll trade Monday. Okay? Okay. Let's see what happens. I think I'm going to appreciate where it is right now, and I'm going to pause the video, right? I'm going to keep an eye on this, what I did yesterday. I'm going to leave it right here so you guys can see exactly when it comes all the way through and crashes through this right here. This is our final take profit, and this will be the area where we take half out. That being the case, I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be right back. Okay, how's everybody doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Just so we're on the same page, it is July 31st. May have overreacted just a smidge, but we couldn't have done that. We couldn't have made this trade any better, in my opinion. I don't even think I recorded. How long have I been recording for? 40 minutes. This is probably going to be the shortest video I have ever made on this channel, and how fast I did this. We took a bit of a risk. Not gonna lie, let's work our way down, shall we? We see ourselves on the daily, right? So daily bias currently is up from the daily. Our 4 hour because specifically because we were looking at an order block here, fair value gap, price gap, a whole bunch of confluences within this that said, hey, price is going to be drawn down before it continues higher, because just recently, before we came into market, the high was manipulated, okay, from that specific information. My thought process was that price was going to come down, manipulate this, right, meet and test the same level, and then continue up higher. Currently, that is the case. Let's talk about the hour. On the hour, we had a break of structure, a small one, but a break of structure nonetheless, okay? We knew this right here would be our order block, and so we waited for price to retrace back up into it to create, you guessed it, breaker block. It closed within that area, literally speaking, the exact same way the day before yesterday's video setup was. It retraced back up into it. We saw that it manipulated that order block and closed below without disrespecting it, and it continued down. We had a fair value gap from that, cool, but we wanted to really make certain that we were on the right track. So what did we do? We saw, okay, break of structure. Not on the hour, not on the 30-minute, okay? There was another confluence that we had to really dial in, and that was another zone of confluence. Here's our 30-minute here. We've already identified this right here as an order block specifically, but from here we didn't really see any break of structures throughout this, except for this candle here. And we did the same thing for this right here, okay? So we saw that on the 30-minute we had a break of structure here before anywhere else, right? Because this was the break of structure on the 30-minute, we had a small secondary order block that price could have come up, manipulated against, and closed below and continued lower. That is literally what happened today, okay? We saw it come back up, manipulate not one, but two order blocks. One order block here, because it closed within this range, and then two order blocks from here. From here. This range. It came up within, it wicked within, it closed below both this order blocks range and this order blocks range, okay? While manipulating both. Y'all see that? I'll see that same way I do. I don't know if here. Let me fix this right here. You could see that green line's like right there across that dotted line going from side to side. It manipulated 1 and 2 on 2 different time frames. Okay? Okay. From there, we saw that it manipulated. From there, we needed to see a break of structure. Well, we got one, but it was all the way down here. Here's where the risk came into play. Okay? Or I'm sorry. We entered here on this. I'm wrong. I'm going to retract all of that. Let me restart. We waited for a break of structure on the 5 minutes to confirm that, yes, a high had been manipulated, and 2, that the order blocks were filled. They were via this move here. It moved back up. This was our breaker block here that filled both order blocks. We moved up. Cool. Saw the break of structure here off of this low. Break. We had a fair value gap form. What I wanted to do from the get-go was to wait for price to come back up within that points range. We wanted to see price come up within, close within, and continue lower. We didn't get that. We didn't. I saw a retrace up, right here, and we took a risk in saying, okay, we filled 2 order blocks. I want to see a breaker block to this order block specifically, because it was the move up, right, before the break of structure that caused the break of structure. This order block. We wanted to see price go all the way up into this range here. It did not. So my thought process was, if we're not going to see that, but the rest of the confluences are pretty much saying, hey, yeah, we're continuing down, whether you like it or not, go for the next available retrace. And so my thought process was, okay, we have an order block, or a breaker block, sorry, here, but it's also double down another order block because we broke structure here off of this downtrend. Break of structure, move down. It didn't quite hit that either. It did not. Okay? So we took a risk. We actually entered on this very small retrace that may have very well been a breaker block for something over here regarding this, because we broke structure there above that high. So maybe this right here was our order block that this could have been up into, retrace, check, boom, and then move further down. Okay, cool. Regardless, we counted this as one of the two things, an order block or a breaker block. In either case, we saw continuation of price moving down from this fair value gap. We took a risk and said, okay, the fair value gap is enticing enough because we got two of them, right? So price moved down. No biggie, not a problem. Cool. We entered price. From here, we waited a little bit longer. I believe while we were here, I took and closed 0.02 out of that mode there. Another 0.2, another 0.2. We had a retrace back up. We 0.02 out of this position, like roughly right there, before it had a chance to retrace. So we got the majority of this profit here. We waited for price to come back up. We sat here for a little bit to consolidate so I can clean up some of this for value gap order mess. It filled a bunch of orders and then manipulated literally nothing. It actually came back up and hit this retrace here to retest this breaker block, respected it, and continued lower. We panicked a little bit, and I closed 0.03 off of this one just because I thought we'd see a reversal. The entire time I saw this move occurring, I legit had to sit there in my head a million times go, we have not broke structure on the hour, we have not broke structure on the 30, we have not broke structure on the 5. Nothing broke structure. We did not see reversal. There wasn't even an inverse for value gap. This closed, but it wasn't above this right here. This wick, the bottom of that wick there, it didn't close above it. So, no inverse for value gap. No sign of reversal. Stay in market. Okay? From that point, we continued to wait. And sure enough, we waited long enough for price to continue on the way back here. All the way back down. We had a little bit of indecisiveness here, but it made sense because price wanted to come up and it didn't know where to go because it had just filled all these orders, and frankly, the only real way for it to go would be right here, up underneath this liquidity. Sure enough, we saw it continue down, and we claimed after hitting this and this take profit, 0.02 again here. Now, my final take profit was all the way here, right? And I said on video beforehand that we would take half of the position off from this take profit specifically, because this was a recent one that we had just added. If it was going to come down, it wasn't going to come down for long. That would have been my final take profit. We took half the position off of this one here, okay? You can see there we closed 0.05 lots. That was of 0.09. So we, at this point, would have 0.04 left. From here, we literally waited for price to come down and said, okay, it's come down halfway. I am comfortable with saying, let's take half the position and figure out what to do from there. We took the 0.2 off of the 0.04, 0.02 off of, you get the point. We went down even further. And we claimed half the position again because there was only 0.04 left, okay? And then we waited a little bit longer. We wanted to see if price was going to hit that final take profit after I had set it. And sure enough, we waited long enough for price to do that. And luckily, it was just before we broke structure and inverted this fair value gap, the reversal sign down here. That could not have been a more, in my opinion, stressful yet eloquent trade, because it literally met the criteria of everything we did last trade, with the exception of we didn't have a very high confluence area of, okay, price is definitely going to manipulate here. Let's see what it does off of that, right? Instead, we had a double order block and then a retrace back up for a single breaker block, and then from there, the move down. And it was a risk because that breaker block wasn't confidently identified to say, okay, this is the continuation confluence that we need to work with, and then move forward. We didn't wait for the retrace. We said, okay, we see that breaker block, it's come up within, and we've gotten every confluence needed saying, hey, yeah, we're moving lower. So we took a risk. That risk was the breaker block filling the order blocks even on the lower time frames to allow price to continue lower in that continuation confluence, right? End result, holy crap, comment section. We are back. With a passion, we are back. This was July, and it was successful. Okay? It was a successful July trade. July was my first successful month. I had given up, chat. 2 days ago, after that trade, after this, I gave up. Mentally, emotionally, everything. I gave up. It's amazing what a little bit of understanding will do. It is amazing. And I'm thoroughly, absolutely, without question, a little bit more confident in my ability to identify what's going on within the market and use it to my advantage in order to take the best trade possible. I'm a little bit more confident. Not to the moon yet. The goal is to get there. To the moon. I understand I can't trade most days because of news. I understand I shouldn't be trading some days because of how the market's behaving. I understand it. I understand it. My psychology is there. My discipline is there. I am understanding. And I'm happy that I'm doing this because it's demo. I'm excited over fake money. I understand it's wrong of me to be excited over fake money. I understand the anger I'm going to have when I lose. The anger I had when all of this red was kicking in. Okay? I understand it. I understand the psychology game, and it's a battle I have to fight alone to master it. I can confidently say I took 2 trades in the month of July and reversed the entirety of the month. When it came to day trading, I reversed in 2 days an entire month of negative. Now I need to get 2 more months of positive. 2 more. August and September are my goals. Lock in, comment section. Subscribe if you're newer on the comeback. Consider liking the video. Comment below what your favorite part was, and understand me when I say I am going to pass August and September equally. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.